Share Shootout, brought to you by Lion of Africa Insurance, insuring South Africa's future.
Welcome back to Share Shootout. You're watching CNBC Africa. Before the break, Byron and Mark each gave us two of their share picks. So quick recap. Byron Lotter, Massmart and Nampak. Nampak accepted, Massmart shot down. And Mark Ingham, Sephaku Holdings shot down. Hulamin shot down. I want to watch Byron Lotter's face as you identify in the next 30 seconds why it is that you're choosing the energy source, the chief energy source for a Hulamin. Afrox, they do bottled gas, of course, not the piped stuff, but Afrox in 30 seconds.
Pipe stuff too, in fact.
Oh, do they?
Brand new ASU
30
in
seconds,
Pretoria.
the clock, there we go.
Energy intensive company and very strong in manufacturing too. Centre of excellence for the Linde Group worldwide. Good footprint in the rest of Africa, which they're now leveraging and reinvesting in, which already is constituting well over 20% of their profits and will continue to grow. Modernizing locally, really beefing up, great new management team, and this is an old name in South Africa, but one that's still going to be around in the future. Okay,
there we go. It is 30 seconds. Now, Byron, just so that you don't think I favour him in any way whatsoever, I retain my objectivity. Afrox, you have to accept it whether you like it or not. Do you, in fact, like it?
Well, I do like gas as an alternate to energy. We all know, like I mentioned earlier, what Eskom are doing and the tariffs are increasing. So the search for alternate energy is going to increase. People are economically pushed to do that kind of thing. So I think gas has a big leap forward going ahead. And we can see it happening in the United States.
But is Afrox the right vehicle? Because my sense of Afrox is that it has struggled for years to, one, meet demand in winter. You always run out of those little 9-kilogram gas canisters. That's my primary experience of Afrox. They just don't seem to have got their, what's that word, stuff together.
I think as the technology of gas extraction improves, their supply chain will definitely improve. And we can see that happening, and the gas price, because of that, has also come down a lot. So their profit margins will probably pick up. But you know, I'm forced to take this one.
But you're forced to take it. Are you taking it willingly? If you look back at the other three, and if I was being a fair and considerate player, do you regret leaving it this long? Would you have preferred to have taken Sephaku or Hulamin over Afrox? Or are they just all three completely horrible picks?
I probably would have taken Sephaku over it, but it's not one that I hate.
Okay, so it's not one that you like, but you will take it under duress because of the rules of the game. Can it be a beneficiary of fracking, for example, that dreadful 7-letter word that is almost inevitable in the Karoo at some point in the future once we get through the environmental processes and once people begin to trust the process of fracking? Is Afrox a beneficiary?
I think so. I think
they should be.
They
I mean,
should
it would
be.
make sense that they should be a
the supply is very close by. But of course, we already have big gas fields in Mozambique, and you know, that's not too far away.
Okay, so there we go. You've been reluctantly accepted. He concedes he should have chosen Sephaku, but yeah, that's the way the game is played. Afrox is reluctantly accepted, a 7.5 billion rand market cap company, pretty expensive at 24.5 times earnings. However, this is a play on alternative energy. Right, your final one, Byron Lotter. Get your teeth into Spur.
I really like the macro picture. The dynamics in South Africa are changing. People are working more, longer hours, more people are working. The last thing you want to do at the end of the day is cook a meal, so you go out. They have a great business model, locking in the franchisee as a client to their supply chain. So they're growing at over 20%, and I still think there's potential for future acquisitions for them to make. There are quite a lot of restaurants out there that they can acquire and then try and compete with famous brands.
Okay, so it's an alternative to famous brands, which has been the big go-go success story of the last 10 years, where Famous Brands has returned several thousand% over the last 10 years to investors, courtesy of acquisitions, of growth, of smart sourcing of all of the different components that go into a Steers burger. Spur, however, has been the laggard in terms of its ability to differentiate. It's got 3 brands. It's got
Four. Got Panarottis.
He's just testing whether he knows his stocks. Panarotti's the pizza place, which you can keep, yeah.
John Dory's.
Which is the fish place, which is quite nice.
A business called Durago's.
This is the Bloemfontein business. It's the first entry into the Famous Brands sort of quick service restaurant format. And they seem to be making a go of it. It's an interesting experiment for them.
That's where they differ from famous brands, is that the majority of their restaurants are sit-down. So the capital expenditure is a bit higher, and probably why they afford a bit of a lower rating than famous brands. But you know, they also could be an acquisition target from the likes of famous brands, depending on the competition.
The share price in the last couple of months, however, has gone from like $22 all the way up to almost 30, and it's been running really hard
over the last
in the last couple of weeks. I've watched this thing every single day. Somebody is stocking up on Spur. Would you be stocking up on Spur, Mark Ingham?
Well, just to observe, Spur's been around since the late 1960s.
1969, the first one was opened in Yes. Yeah.
So it's taken 40 years for Spur to become Byron's overnight success. So,
that was brutal.
You're actually a bit late in the game over here. And it's very much a fad and fashion thing. And if you look at it over those 40 years, there have been periods when it's been the latest thing in town, and then it hasn't. We're seeing the same with the famous brands. And taste is another one, which is very much subject to the whims of fad and fashion and how much money you've got in your pocket. So unless you've got a favourable environment, there's an ongoing favourable environment that suggests that what spending there is going to be a portion to those portions that they provide, then well and good. But it's a bit late to get in.
Okay, a bit late to get in, Byron. You would have got in 2 weeks ago, of course. You'd be in the money and you'd be smiling. But at $29, it's looking a little bit like the Goodie Burger, a little bit overstacked and rich. You know, the Goodie Burger's got the meat patty, and then they put a pineapple ring on top of it, then a cheese slice, and then the gungy, gooey, floury mushroom sauce on top. I know, because it used to be my favourite when I was a waiter at Spur. I also had a conversation with the founder of Spur. I've had a senior moment. The founder of Spur, the nice man, who was an absolute tyrant when I was a waiter in Grahamstown. So that's why I'd never buy the shares. He used to scare me too much. But this brings us to the point. You're shooting it down, incidentally.
Yes,
just get absolute clarity on that. If you had to choose between Taste, Spur, and famous brands, if I forced you to choose an access point into the family-friendly, quick service restaurant dining sort of space.
Okay, where we are at the moment, and given business life cycles, I'd probably go with Taste.
You could probably go with Taste. I would as well. Well, that goes down to the point where I have to say goodbye to one of our guests in a hurry. Would it be Byron, Massmart, Nampak and Spur, or will it be Mark Ingham with Sephaku, Hulamin and Afrox? The reason why I'm making my choice this evening is that one of our guests has been considerably adventurous and one of our guests has been less adventurous, and sticking with the show tradition that nobody in the middle ever wins this particular show. Byron Lotter, you're obliterated, you're shot down, you're out. Besides which, he was a little boring, I'm afraid, and he picked a fight with the master. He picked a fight with the master. You don't get to choose Massmart and Nampak and then try and sell me Spur, which is where a hellhole full of screaming children. No, you don't get to do that. You get to identify more adventurous shares. Sephaku, Hulamin and Afrox. Yeah, they got their problems, but on a day like today, when Byron chose the fight first, we show them who's got the power. That's it for the show for this evening. My thanks to Mark Ingham from Ingham Analytics, and wherever he has gone to Mudupi heaven, we say thanks to Byron Lotter as well. Mark Ingham wins this evening's share shootout with his picks of Sephaku, Hulamin and Afrox. Until next time, thanks very much for watching. Join us again for Share Shootout on CNBC Africa. Remember, catch me on Twitter. The handle is @BruceBusiness. Give us your share shootout suggestions and your thoughts. Bye for now.